For years, the ocean held a secret that echoed across the globe. It was a sound so powerful, so immense, that it registered on hydrophones thousands of miles apart. Not a whale, not a ship, not an earthquake, something far stranger. A deep, resonant bellow from the abyssal plains, a sound that defied every known explanation. In the summer of 1997, NOAA Equatorial Pacific Ocean Autonomous Hydrophone Array, a network of underwater microphones listening for seismic activity and marine mammal calls, picked up something unprecedented. An ultra-low frequency sound, unlike anything ever recorded. They dubbed it the Bloop. Its origin point was roughly 50 degrees south latitude, 100 degrees west longitude, an extremely remote area in the Pacific Ocean, west of the southern tip of South America. The Bloop was unique not just for its intensity, but its signature. It swept up rapidly in frequency, mimicking the characteristics of a vocalization from a living creature. But what creature could produce a sound heard across 5,000 kilometers? To put that in perspective, a blue whale, the largest animal on Earth, can generate sounds up to 188 decibels, audible for hundreds of miles. The Bloop dwarfed this. Its sheer power suggested a creature of unimaginable size. Immediately, speculation ran wild. Could it be a colossal squid, a gargantuan jellyfish, or something entirely unknown to science, lurking in the crushing depths where no light penetrates and few human eyes have ever seen? The ocean's abyssal plains are the least explored regions on Earth. More people have walked on the moon than have visited the deepest parts of our oceans. It's a realm of extreme pressure, frigid temperatures, and profound darkness. This lack of exploration fueled the cryptid theories. Was the Bloop the sound of a real-life Cthulhu, a creature from the darkest corners of myth, finally making its presence known? The thought was both terrifying and exhilarating. Scientists at NOAA, however, were grounded in data. They meticulously analyzed the sound's frequency, amplitude, and duration. They compared it to known seismic events, icequakes, and biological sounds. Nothing matched. The sound didn't resemble any artificial noise, ruling out submarines or hidden military operations. Its sweeping nature pointed strongly towards a living organism. Yet, its immense scale presented an insurmountable biological problem. A creature large enough to produce such a sound would require an unimaginable amount of food to sustain itself in the nutrient-poor deep ocean. It defied ecological principles, making the biological explanation seem less likely, despite the sound's characteristics. For years, the Bloop remained an enigma, a data point haunting the fringes of oceanographic science and fueling the imaginations of cryptozoologists. It was a tangible piece of evidence pointing to something profound and unknown. Then, in 2002, another sound was recorded. Not the Bloop itself, but a series of similar, less intense events. These new recordings, combined with improved acoustic analysis techniques, began to paint a different picture. The scientists at NOAA revisited the original Bloop data. They compared it to the sounds of ice activity in the Antarctic, specifically the fracturing and calving of massive icebergs, and something clicked. The frequency sweep, the immense power, the duration, all of it matched. The Bloop wasn't a living creature. It was the sound of a massive icequake, a giant iceberg breaking off the Antarctic ice shelf and grinding against the seabed. The remote location of the Bloop's origin, west of South America, is directly in the path of major iceberg drift from Antarctica. These colossal chunks of ice can be miles long and weigh billions of tons, generating truly monumental acoustic events. The initial misidentification was understandable. The deep-sea environment is acoustically complex, and the sheer magnitude of the Bloop was unprecedented for an icequake at the time it was recorded. So the mystery of the Bloop, the sound that hinted at an unknown leviathan, was ultimately resolved. It was a natural phenomenon, albeit one on an epic scale, demonstrating the raw power of our planet's natural processes. While the Bloop didn't turn out to be a cryptid, its story highlights a crucial aspect of scientific investigation: the commitment to follow the evidence, even when it leads away from the more sensational explanation. It also reminds us that the ocean still holds countless secrets. Just because one mystery is solved doesn't mean there aren't others waiting to be discovered, perhaps even more astounding than the Bloop itself. The deep sea remains largely unmapped, its ecosystems poorly understood. Who knows what sounds might emanate from its depths in the future? What new Bloops are waiting to be heard and then, perhaps, explained? The quest to understand our world, both the known and the unknown, is a continuous journey. And sometimes, the most extraordinary truths are found not in monsters, but in the majestic, silent forces of nature. What other deep-sea mysteries do you think await discovery?